Actually, a good thing that was brought up was a discussion with Scully about summons. Exactly where do they even come from? I think some people mistakenly think that summons are conjured out of... Look at that. The Pit Fiend killed the Elder Orb. It's perfect. Now we just have to wait for the Pit Fiend to go back. But some people, I think, mistakenly think that summons are conjured out of thin air. They're not. A summoning spell calls a creature from another plane or even dimension, often from the same plane, for example, here, the prime material plane, against their will. And of course, the caster commands them to fight. And when they die or when the spell dissipates, they're actually returned, teleported back to where they were.
You can feel the wrongness in such a place. It has seeped into the very rocks themselves.
I'm not accustomed to these long days. Could we stop and rest?
Well, I was going to get awfully chatty, but I was going to say, so... But yeah, so of course if the summon has died, they're teleported back as a corpse, which is kind of interesting. In fact, I think it was in the player's handbook, there was a note that in some rare cases, adventurers have been summoned by powerful spellcasters. So I think that would be an interesting scenario for a DM to play on, I guess, his players, especially if you have something like a half-orc, to all of a sudden find that you've been summoned by a powerful spellcaster and commanded to fight for him or her. Be an interesting thing to play out. Alright, just waiting for...
Rest would be welcome, lest we endanger ourselves.
Waiting for the message that the Pit Fiend...
We should rest now. I need sleep.
leaves. Because of course gated creatures are different than summons. The summons are teleported without error. The gated fiends and demons are just that. It's opening up a gate and they're stepping through.
I swim in memories in such a place as this. Most unpleasant memories.
And of course, I think they always do something in the game here, in the video game, but I think technically they don't have to. I think in some cases they can actually step through and decide not to do anything, and it's just simply return. Alright, it's an awfully long time, though.
Name it.
I'm ready for anything.
Ready and willing.
Alright, visibility for Viconia.
Very fast. How long do you stand the ghost?
Potentis.
No, he's still here. Okay. What's he doing, though? Probably sees Viconia. Oh boy, remove magic. Is he gonna chase her now? Hopefully,
The group needs me?
Alright, I think we were lucky on that one. I think Mazzy will check out the other way then. Maybe by the time she gets over by him, he'll be gone. Alright, here's some gauth, that's okay.
I'm getting sleepy. I wish we could stop for a bit.
Yeah, nothing in these pools like there were in the Pit of the Faithless.
I'm not accustomed to these long days. Could we stop and rest?
Rest would be welcome, lest we endanger ourselves.
Alright, Pit Fiend unsummoned. Okay. But yeah, I guess just to summarize then, so sure enough, when Lilly summons, for example, ogres, they're actually being teleported without error from somewhere else, unsuspecting, picked up from somewhere out in the realms, plop down here to fight for her, and probably often return just as a corpse from where they came. Which is something to think about, I think, for depending on your alignment, I think. Might give you pause for thought about summons. Even druids, for example, summon animals and whatnot. I guess druids are typically neutral. Alright, I think everything else was just beholders and gauth. So I think Mazzy can probably just go on alone. As long as there's no surprises. Alright. Gauth.
Arborine, guide my blade!
Yeah, so I think we have an effective way to fight beholders and gauth, but we really don't have the means to fight Illithid, I think, effectively at least.
I'm getting sleepy.
Wish we could stop for a bit.
Quite a bit of treasure there.
Accustomed to these long days. Could we stop and rest?
Rest would be welcome, lest we endanger ourselves.
Yeah, it hasn't looked like anything like the hilt of a longsword. But we did pick up an amulet. I think it's probably the extent of it. Looked in there. Alright.
Sire?
Certainly not going to rest in here. Alright.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Just want to actually see what we've picked up then. Looking at all these gems, it's another thing I thought that was interesting I read about with the rogue stones, of course. Those rainbow-colored, certainly valuable, I guess, and rare. Look at that, we're on the 4th gem bag. And, not sure if we have one. But, this again is from Polo's Guide to All Things Magical. I just thought this was interesting. Supposedly, rogue stones increase the chance of magic going wild, wrong, or magic-related saving throws being reduced by 1 for anything that's within 20 feet of a rogue stone. So they interfere with the function of magical items and magic in general. Of course, I don't think they implement anything like that in the game, but as far as lore, I thought that was interesting. Alright. At first I read that it did confer complete immunity to psionics, but saying it doesn't. Certainly sounds useful, though. Charm, Confusion, Fear, ESP, Hold and Stun, that's certainly valuable. So this looks like something to combat a Lithid. Uses 1 charge each time. What does she have? Proof against poison. So is this something we have to activate, or is it activated?
Something up?
I am yours to command.
Oh, okay. All right. "15 uses." All right. Sling of Arvarine. Of course, Arvarine being the halfling goddess that Mazzy follows. Yeah. Used against an invading army of Yuan-Ti, invading a halfling village. Sling has the ability to rend the senses of the wielder's enemies with a wall of sound said to be the voice of the goddess herself. Sonic boom once per day. But certainly a nice sling. I think Lily's been waiting for something as nice. Alright. Alright. Okay. Not that she uses a sling very much. Alright. I think that was all we picked up, right? Alright.
Something amiss?
Yes, I think we'll return to the Duergar camp. Probably sell some of this drow equipment that we picked up. Can't remember, it's probably not very valuable then. Whoops.
I'm getting sleepy. Wish we could stop for a bit.